Okay, so that should be pretty quick. I will say, you guys, the more diverse your personal supplement stack is, like the more versed you're going to be on being able to find solutions for people. So I always encourage, and this is one of your homework assignments, is to buy a brand new product you've never tried. Share that process on social media. If you're like, oh my gosh, Beachbody's had this product forever, I've never tried it, I'm finally just going to do it, and you order it, and then you follow up when it gets here and you show them what it is and how it works and what you think about it, like that's a really, really awesome exercise. It expands your library, it expands your education and your information pool to be able to, give people different tools that you maybe haven't used in the past. So that's just one thing to think about. Maybe try with 30-day breakaway a different supplement. I recently started really using the boosts, and that's helped a lot. And it's shocking how much I want to sell them now that I'm using them, and how easy that is for me to just talk about it because it's a new product for me. So every day I'm like, oh, this is new, this is exciting, this is weird, right? And so I talk about it naturally a lot more, and a lot more people start getting curious about it and asking questions. So that's a really good practice every single month, every other month, once a quarter, to just challenge yourself to really stay fresh and relevant and really stay up to date with our products, not just when they're launched. So okay, so here's what we're gonna do. The very first thing, most of you guys know with my power hours, we really always start with a really strong post. It's really early this morning, so this is the perfect time to do this. So I want you to post a picture or a story about your current results, wherever they're at, good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter. But what I want you to focus on is, if you're in a really strong place, I want you to focus on what got you there, which supplements specifically you were using. And I don't want it to be like, everybody come by Shakeology. I want you to talk about it in a more factual way. Like, here's my results, here's what I did. Just give them the information, right? For free. And that naturally should start to create some conversation or some kind of curiosity around that specific thing, right? You can even ask a question if you want at the end of your post, like, do you use supplements? Are you afraid of supplements? Do you like them? Like, you're really trying to start conversation about supplementation specifically. So I want you to post a picture. It can either be a before and after of your current results that you worked on through September. It can be a picture of whatever, and then your content can just be about your current results. But I want you to take 10 minutes and put a lot of effort into this post. I want you to think about your story, how you use the products, why they're important to you, because this is the other part of it. Do we need supplementation to get results? Need as in, if we don't have them, we won't get them. No. And that's important to remember. Like, supplements are a supplement. They are something that we do extra to help ourselves. So a lot of the things, Shakeology, Energize, Recover, Hydrate, all of these things are bringing a convenience. They're bringing a deeper commitment. They're bringing discipline. They're bringing a lot of elements into our journey that help us, right? That make this better, that make this easier, that make this more enjoyable. So I think when you focus more on that side of what supplementation really is for, instead of, I need this every day, like I need this, I have to have this or else I'll die. Instead of doing that, really saying what supplementation is actually helps people break some of those barriers, and it helps them feel like you're less trying to sell a product and more trying to share a product. Does that make sense? So I want you to talk about your supplement stack. I want you to talk about your programs and why they're important to you in your life right now. I want you to share how those supplements are actually helping your results, right? Again, convenience, saving time, meal preparation. It helps you with all these different things. So just think through those elements, and I'm going to give us between 7 and 10 minutes to just make this very first post today on your social media. So I'm going to just mute it so you guys have some quiet, and we'll just go through that part. Okay, we're gonna go one more minute. And I would maybe use hashtags with your posts that are nutrition oriented, just to kind of branch it out. So we'll go one more minute and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next thing, which is to share your shake on your Instagram stories. So there's a couple things. I know it's really early in the morning, so if you have your shake with you, perfect. If you don't yet, it's okay. Um, I see people sharing Energize like crazy. Can I get an amen? Like, who sees everyone and their dog sharing Energize all the time? I do. They're taking shots of it. They're like doing weird things with it. Everybody talks about it all the time. But not very many people are talking about Shakeology anymore. It's really interesting. Do you guys feel confident talking about that every day on your social media? Is it even on top of mind? Is it on the radar? I think one thing to just really remember is, for me personally, what I've discovered is the path with supplementation is generally Shakeology first. That's usually people's first step because that's the weight loss, that's the energy, that's all the things that we get, right? And then once they're comfortable with that supplement, and once you realize what they can do for your life and your journey and your results, then you start to branch out. That's when you're like, okay, I'm going to try some of these other niche supplements, Energize, Recover, protein shakes, Hydrate, like all these different things. So what I want you guys to do right now is to just go on your Instagram story. You can go live, you can take a picture from sometime in the past that you haven't posted yet, but I want you to talk about your Shakeology. And I don't want it to be like curiosity marketing where it's like, oh my gosh, I got my shake, and there's no details or no information about it. I want you to be more transparent. It's really important to have that transparency. Curiosity marketing is amazing. And I think it's so fun and exciting a lot of the time. But sometimes when you really want to get results, that transparency is everything. And when you just give the information and then you give the link to buy it, or you just give it without having people to be like, message me, DM me, fill out my form. And instead you're just like giving the information and where to get it freely, it goes a really, really long way. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a little post in your Instagram story about Shakeology specifically. You can identify one ingredient in it and talk about that. You can talk about how Shakeology, how you use it and why you continue to use it in your journey. Because at this point, I don't use it for weight loss anymore. I use it as a daily health factor to get all the nutrients I need every day. And I use it for convenience. It's really easy and it makes my life really simple. There is nothing more valuable in this journey than simplicity. There just really isn't. And I think the more simple we make it for people, the better results they're going to have and the longer term they're going to stay with it. So what I want you to do is go in your Instagram story, create a post geared around Shakeology. It can be 1 or 2 slides, but I want you to talk about your shake and how you use it. If you don't use Shakeology, then it's okay to also be like, I wish I could use this because this and this and this, I see it helping these many people. or you can pick a different one that you use every day, a different supplement. Okay. So what I want to do is just prep, because the next thing in a couple activities from now, we're actually going to ask a direct question about supplementation on your stories and create a little poll. So I just want to give sort of like a warm that up a little bit. So go in there and just create a little Instagram story. I do a shake and share at least once a week. And I go in there and I share an interesting fact that has nothing to do with Shakeology, but I'm always drinking my Shakeology. So it's just a time when I can work my social media, but I'm also just doing my vitals every day. And I'm kind of combining the two. So you can also think of ideas like that over the next couple of days on how to share your supplements in a more creative way where they see you using it. Because it's one thing for us to talk about it, it's completely different when they just see us using it without us promoting it. Does that make sense? That's curiosity marketing. That's when you're like, when you're sitting there drinking your shake, talking about your shake, that's direct marketing. When you're sitting there talking about why the sky is blue and how it got that way, and you're drinking your shake, that's curiosity marketing. Does that make sense? Okay, so go in there. I'm going to give us 5 minutes to just do some kind of shake and share in your Instagram story, 1 or 2 slides, real simple. You can use pictures you had before, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. You posted, so now you've got a fresh post in your feed. You now have started your Instagram stories, so things are moving and rolling on social media, which is gonna help your algorithm. And now we're gonna do a little bit of networking to kind of bring people to your page and start new conversations. So what I want you guys to do is in this particular exercise. So if you've never done the follow unfollow exercise, it's really, really simple. This isn't emotional. It's not relationship building. This is purely just networking. You're putting your business card out on social media and trying to be seen by other people as much as you can to hopefully have them come to your page and be curious about it and want to follow you. That's it. So what we do is I generally do this with 25 to 50 people, depending on how many followers you have. You want to keep that, in relation to how many people are following you. So if you have less than 100, I would do like 15 people at a time. If you have over 200, I would do 20 people at a time. If you have 500 or more, you could do 25. Does that make sense? You don't ever want to have more people that you're following that are following you, because then your account looks spammy. It looks like all you're there to do is grow your following. And that's not what we're here for, right? That's not the only thing we're here for. So with this particular follow unfollow, what I want us to focus on is more nutrition based areas to go and follow and unfollow people. So instead of, sorry, those two things on the tracker are messed up, but it's fine. So instead of going to like other fitness pages, other fitness influencers, and like going into the people that are following them and following those people, instead, I want you to think more about other nutrition brands. I want you to focus on, like weight loss hashtags or support, like weight loss support and management. I want you to think about like, there's so many different health shakes, even going to the health shake hashtag or smoothie hashtag. You can find a ton of people who are already drinking shakes, right? And you can just start networking with those people. It's just smart networking. So I want you to focus on more nutritional based areas: keto, low carb, vegan, like all these words that are associated with nutrition, but not necessarily Beachbody, right? And start branching out into those areas. And I want you to follow 15 to 25 people. This should take 3 minutes. So I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. Go try and find a brand, a hashtag, a specific nutritional element or program, and I want you to find 25 people and just follow them. I follow people even if they have private accounts. It's literally just follow, follow, follow. So I'm going to give us a couple minutes to go in and do that. And just a little tip. So I go up into the search and I type whatever word I'm looking for. And then you can either choose if you want to look at people who have hashtagged that. You can look at accounts that are around that area or places. I like to choose accounts and then I go to one of the top few and I go into who's following that page. And that's who I follow. I just pull up their followers and I literally follow the first 25 people. And just another little tip: if you guys are following a lot of people with private accounts, that should be your indicator that you're hitting a brand new market. If they're private, they're just real people, right? If they're not private, then they've probably got something else going on. So that shouldn't be a negative sign. That should be a good sign. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm finding all these people who probably don't know about Beachbody or know about me. That's good. Okay, we should be done. So we're gonna go to the next one. So now you guys did your Instagram story. You networked with some nutrition people. You created a new post. So all those people you just networked with are now gonna go to your feed, to your Instagram page, and they're gonna see that post you just made. And if it's relevant, right, to and on topic with supplements and results and all of those things, like they're going to be more likely to stay following you and engage with that post. The whole point is that all of these things are connected and they start new conversations and new opportunity for you. So then the very last thing that we're going to do right here on Instagram is we're going to go into the Instagram story, and I just want you to create a little post. It doesn't even have to have a picture behind it. It can just be a blank page. And I want you to ask, do you use supplementation? Do you use supplements? Yes, no, sometimes. Like, you can make whatever the answers you want, but this is going to create a list of people for you that you can go through and follow up with. Because every person that says yes, you can message them and say, what supplements do you use? And everybody that says no, you can be like, you can ask them questions based on that. You don't ever use supplements. Are you trying, like, are you working on your fitness journey or not really? And if they're like, no, not really, you could be like, oh, have you ever like heard of Beachbody? Then you can start little conversations that way. Does that make sense? The more polls you guys take every day, the more you create lists of people to follow up with yourself. And if you do that after you've posted a really strong post, after you've networked, after you've created some kind of topic for the day, everything kind of connects. And now you've got a really focused day of work ahead of you. So go in and do your Instagram poll. I'm just going to give us 1 minute so we can move on to the next one. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. So here's where you can get a little more creative with your Success Club goals. I want you guys to go into your challenge groups. If you just run BOD groups, you won't be able to take an actual poll. But if you do it on Facebook, then you can actually take a poll. And what I want you to do is poll your challengers. I want you to ask them a specific question. What is your greatest nutritional obstacle at the moment? You can just ask them a question. You can, if you want to create a poll, you can say, you know, sugar, you can say caffeine, you can say all the different, you know, regular things that actually you have solutions for, right? If you want to take a poll and make it really, really focused. If you want to just keep it more general and let them say what their biggest nutritional obstacle is, what this does, you guys, is gives you an entire post basically of your challenger saying, this is where I'm struggling. And instead of you being like, okay, here's all the free tips and free solutions, instead, what you're going to do is you're going to find them an actual tool in our library that will help them with the specific thing. And you're going to challenge them and say, I think you should add bevy so that you can kick your sugar cravings, you can calm down your appetite, and we'll just try it for 30 days and see if this helps with this specific thing. People are needing solutions. They want tools that are going to make their life easier, that are actually going to fix and help correct some of these things that they're dealing with. And I promise you guys, when you can learn how supplements help people and how they lead to big results, that's when you no longer are ever looking for those free, simple, easy tips and solutions to just give people all the time. You're trying to give them real solutions that are going to permanently alter the way that they work on themselves. And that's awesome. So I want you to go into your challenge group really quick. We're going to take 2 minutes, and I just want you to ask that question. Poll today, what is the biggest nutritional obstacle that you're facing right now? This is the perfect time for that question because it's the end of the month. So if we can get them into a new product, you've got a whole 30 days for them to test it out and see how it works. So I'm going to give you just a couple minutes to go in and post your question. Okay, let's go to the next one. So polling your challengers is a really good exercise at least once a month, either with fitness or nutrition. The next thing is reaching out to one-on-one to 3 to 5 challengers and really trying to focus in on a completion pack. So again, I know we have 30-day breakaway like right around the corner. This may end up just helping you hit October really strong if you can reactivate them into this new program coming out. But what I want you to do is go through your current challenger list in your group. I'm going to give us 3 minutes and just identify 1 or 2 people to reach out to. And all I want you to say is, hey, I was just thinking about you. Are you still working out? Like, are you still getting your stuff done? Just ask the question. And what that does is it reopens the conversation of fitness, and it kind of gives you a new starting point. So I want you to focus on challengers you haven't heard from in a while, that have kind of fallen off track, that maybe you lost track of. So go into your group, just look at your people. If you haven't heard from them in over a week or 2, that's your person. If it's been longer, then that's definitely your person. But you just want to say, hey, I'm just reaching out one-on-one. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Are you still getting your workouts in? Catch me up. Real simple. So I want you to go send 2 or 3 of those messages. Okay, so while you're wrapping up with that, again, we're trying to start conversations around nutrition, supplements, creating more opportunity for us to find solutions for people so we can sell them on a home direct product and get your last points, right? So here's another really good thing that I do every single month, no matter what, at the end of every single month. The 28th, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, I really focus in on this exercise. And this is actually going to be in your online office. So you're going to have to probably do it on your laptop or your computer, not your phone. But I wanted to teach you guys how to do this and how to use this so that you can do this every month, especially if you're really struggling, again, to get people on board and going. So we're going to use your current customer list. Do any of you guys do this already, where you pull up your customer list and you focus on those who ordered the most recently and you follow up with that list? Oh, that's good that she does it, but it's better if a lot of you aren't doing this, because this will be a huge add to your game. So if you go into your online office, you'll want to do it on your computers. Again, I don't know if you can pull this up on your phone, maybe. So you go into your online office, and I want you guys to write down this formula. Yes, the 90 days of orders, Jenny. This one I do year to date. I do it year to date every time. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you go into use your customer order list, we're going to pull up your online office, go into the customer orders section when you hit monitor my business, and then you're going to do my personal plus customer orders. And what you're going to do is you're going to filter it, and you're going to do all new orders year to date. It's the very last option in the filter section. And what that does is it pulls up every brand new order that you've had this year, and it shows the order date. And what I do is I export that list. So it's on my computer in an Excel sheet, and I pull it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sort this list and see who ordered the furthest to go. Like, who ordered in January that never reordered? Who ordered in February that never reordered anything? And right there, you have a giant follow-up list, and you can follow up with every single one of those people. Hey, where'd you go? What are you doing? How did this work for you? What's going on? Where are you at? Right? And you can be that annoying coach. Like, I'm here to get you results. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm committed to. That's what I'm doing. So when you have that list in front of you every month, you can be like, oh, I reached out to this person last month. They still didn't get back to me, or they're not doing anything. So you reach out to them again this month. Hey, I know I didn't touch base with you last month. We didn't connect, but this month, this is what I have going on. Where are you at with everything? Are you still working on your goals? Super simple. I'm telling you guys, that follow-up and that follow-through is everything. That is how you hit Success Club. If you suck at follow-through, if you suck at following up, if you're afraid to be pushy, you're going to struggle. It's not about being pushy. It's about being focused. It's about being disciplined. It's about being the coach that you are and that they need. They need someone on their back saying, where are you? What are you doing? Are you showing up? They want that. That's why they got a fitness and health coach, right? They wouldn't have made you their coach if they didn't want you following up and getting after them. So don't be afraid of that. This is a huge resource. And as your business grows, this list will grow. And it's always an important reminder that you're not always having to go out and look for brand new people. You have a huge amount of people right in front of you that you have the next 3 days to follow up with, reactivate, get going, get into your next challenge, and work with. Don't forget about the challengers who have given to you already, right? So, does everybody know how to go in and pull up that list? Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, so now I've given you a whole list of people to follow up with for the next 3 days. If you don't have anyone that's ordered this year, hopefully you're a brand new coach, and that's why. If not, there's other holes in your business that you aren't identifying and correcting. And that's where your work needs to be, okay? The next thing is to ask referrals. This is our last sort of action-oriented activity. So this is a really, really effective and also exciting sort of activity. There's a lot of things you can do with this. You can give incentives for people who give you referrals who actually sign up and join your challenge group. So if one of your challengers is like, oh my gosh, my sister would be amazing at this, or my friend, and their sister or friend actually signs up with you, you can send your challenger who referred a little sample pack of something, right? You also can do this without sending incentives. I ask for referrals all the time, one-on-one in my groups. And what I usually say is, this is a really good segue into that. How many of you have a workout buddy, an in-person workout buddy? Do you have a success partner like that you work out with every day? I ask my challengers this, right? And if they're like, no, I don't really have anybody around here, then I'll say, your goal is to find someone. I want you to find somebody who can help you stay on track, who you can do workouts with in person, right? And then they start thinking, oh, who could do this with me? And it has nothing to do with coaching or inviting or making money or any of that. But what it is expanding your reach. It's branching out and it's bringing people to you. I want you to find somebody who we can add to the group that's in your real life that can keep you motivated and pushing. So what I want you to do for the next 3 minutes is I want you to ask for a referral. You can either go into your challenge group and ask specific challengers, or you can say, second poll of the day, how many of you have an in-person workout buddy? And just ask the question. And again, it just creates a lot of conversation around inviting. Who can we invite? Who can we get in this group in October that can keep you motivated and focused in here? Okay, so you can kind of figure out how you want to do that. Those are the 2 ways that I do it. And it's been really effective. So I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to kind of try and send out a feeler for a referral. Okay, so we're just going to go through one other thing, and then the rest of them, I'm just going to give you guys ideas to keep working on for the rest of the month. So completion packs to reactivate your discount coaches. This is a really strong exercise with any launch. So this may be something that you want to do to kind of set October up so that you hit October Success Club in the first week instead of waiting to the end of the month. Or you can, again, try to get people reactivated now and just see where they're at. So reaching out to all of your coaches who are discount coaches and just being like, hey, are you going to do this new program that's coming out? Where are you at? What's going on? Right? Like, discount coaches are coaches who want the community. They want the support. They want to be involved in the new stuff coming out. Like, they became coaches like that to reap all the benefits of coaching other than the business opportunity, right? So I think just reaching out to any of your coaches that you don't know for sure are doing 30-day breakaway and being like, where are you at? What are you doing with this? Or that are doing it for the discount and you don't know where they're at in their journey either. Get them into your groups, get them into your challenge groups, talk about where they're at, see if they're still on BOD, if they're still using their supplements, and follow up with them. We want to make sure that our discount coaches aren't just sitting there, right? Like, we want them to be actually actively working. I think a really awesome thing to do with your discount coaches specifically is giving them some kind of accountability or responsibility. You know, doing a little taste test group, and any discount coach that signs up with you becomes part of your taste test crew. And whenever there's a new product that launches, you send them a sample of it, or you get them to invest in it, and it's their job to create testimonials for you, right? Like, they still like to be involved in those kinds of things, and that's really fun. So I want you to just write down a couple names that come to mind that you can reach out to with your discount coaches, and reach out to them about reactivating them into your groups. And then here's my last ideas for you for this month. And again, this power hour is really sort of our last ditch effort, right? These are the things that we do to really just try and end the month really strong and with a bang. So one thing, again, you can create a little taste test challenge. If you have people that are interested in doing Shakeology or Bevy or some of the like Energize and Recover, you could do that. Duo works really well. And you can say things like, hey, I'm trying to put together a taste test crew for Energize and Recover to see, and it has to be people who aren't using this already or have never used it, right? That's really the key, is to get brand new people doing it. And not because you want the HD order, that's part of it, but because you also want an unbiased group to use it for 30 days. And you kind of create a little sub challenge group. And you can say, I'm going to do a taste test challenge in October with 3 to 5 people. And these are the products, you invest in them, you use them for 30 days. And if you give me a testimonial, then you'll get this. And it's an incentive oriented challenge, right? But they're really easy to run. They're really simple. And I do them with like the 3-day refresh. So it's only 3 days, and it's a 3-day focus group with 3 to 5 people. I need testimonials. Here's what you get if you join. You invest, you do the work, you give me the results, and I'll give you a sample pack, or I'll give you something else, right? Like, you can choose whatever incentive you want. But those are really, they work really well, and they're really easy to kind of pull off. So that's one idea. Another thing is, again, to buy a product you've never tried. That's always really, really helpful. Sending a newsletter. You guys can also go in and export your customer list, your entire customer list. And all of those emails, you can go into MailChimp. If you don't have thousands and thousands of emails yet, you can actually send a newsletter for free in there. You can build your newsletter in Canva with live links if you want, or you can build it right in MailChimp, and you can send out a little end of month newsletter. Here's what's going on. Here's what I used this month. List all your supplements and link them all, make it pretty, and then say, here's what's on the horizon, and talk about 30-day breakaway. If you want to join the wait list, here you go. Keep it really simple. You guys, you can be a coach for 2 weeks and send a newsletter. It's so simple, and it's just smart business. It's good practice, right? So try it. Take 30 minutes, go to Canva or go to MailChimp, create a little newsletter. You know, it doesn't even have to be like, this is our monthly thing. You could just be like, this is a one-time thing that I'm just doing right now. Here you go. Here's a newsletter. How you doing? Okay. So that's another idea. And then the very last thing for sure to do is to go live. Go live. Go live on your Instagram stories and talk about your supplements. Go live in your challenge groups and talk about supplements. Talk about the specific products that you're using. It's super easy to talk about BOD. It's super easy to share our workouts. It's super easy to share like Energize. But when you share your full stack, It's almost like giving somebody inside information to what you're actually doing. When you're like, here are the exact supplements I'm using. Here is the exact workout program I'm doing. Here is the exact book I'm reading. Here is the exact activity that I am focused on every day. And then challenge them. If you can just add one of these things to your journey this month, which would it be? And then help them focus on that, because you guys know our stack took a long time to build, right? Like, we didn't come into Beachbody. How many of you came into Beachbody and bought a challenge pack with Shakeology, all the performance line, Fixate, UPF, everything, and then started doing all of it immediately? None of us. It was one thing at a time. So share your stack, but also be smart about it, and don't overwhelm people, and just say, can you identify one thing you could add this month to your journey that we can focus on and see how it affects or helps you? And that's an awesome conversation to have, right? So hopefully this gave you guys a few ideas. Again, the more you work through this list over the next couple days, hopefully you'll have more conversations. Hopefully you'll have a lot more activity and engagement in your business with your challengers, with your coaches, and with new people coming in. That's what we want, right? At the end of the day, we're not going to hit every mark every single time. We're just not. It's not realistic. But if you work smarter and smarter and smarter as you go and as you grow as coaches, then you will start hitting it a lot more, and you'll start hitting it a lot easier, and it will become a staple in your business. And Success Club will become that stability, that structure for you, that guaranteed income, that residual. It will become that consistency. That's why top coaches put so much emphasis on Success Club. It's because that is a stability and rock in our business that doesn't change. It's something that we can do, we have control over every single month, no matter what. No matter how many coaches we sign up, we can always sell. We can always find people. It's crazy when you think about it, but if you focused every day on only starting someone new and supporting someone through, I'm telling you guys, you will have so much success every single month, just focusing on those two things. My job today is to find and start somebody new and to help someone through. That's what we do. Keep it simple, push hard, end your month strong, start your month strong, and let's see if we can get some better results this month. If you guys do see results with this, please tell me. I love hearing the success stories, and I got a new customer, or I got a new sale, or I found somebody new. It's so fun. Like, that's the funnest part of what we do. So don't forget to share that stuff. And I will see you guys in a couple weeks on the Network Power Hour, if you hop on those, which you all should. I'll see you guys later. Bye, Jamie.